Hi there, Taurus. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Astrogirl, and we're looking at January 30 through February 5. And so we have moved into February, and 2017 is moving along rapidly. So, Taurians, this week there's a lot happening, and it's happening with Venus, your ruler, the goddess of love and finances. And while that seems to be a bit of a strange thing to duo, money and love, that's what Venus rules. And so that is the explanation why so many Taurians like the finer things in life and are willing to pay for them. You don't like the cheap imitations. You will go all out and buy the real deal if you can. So there are two events happening this week, both of which need very careful handling. The first is a tricky sign change for Venus, and the second is a backward movement for Jupiter. On Friday, February 3, Venus leaves compatible Pisces and moves into Aries, which is warrior country and naturally not the type of place where the goddess of love can relax. The tricky part is that Venus is on schedule to go out of phase in March, which means that it will be crisscrossing over this uncomfortable Aries hardscape until June. Although this is not good news for relationships and finances, it does give you a nice chunk of time to sharpen your skills in those areas. Late on Sunday, February 5, Jupiter turns retrograde in Libra, and that's the sign that is also ruled by Venus. And of course, your sixth house of hard work, service to others, health, and well being. Jupiter is the planet of philosophy, and the retrograde is a chance to review, rethink, rebuild your moral, ethical, and religious views over the next 4 months. It may also be a period when overseas travel is restricted. So it's really important. I was talking to a client of mine, and a lot of countries, if your passport is within 6 months of expiring, they won't let you on the plane. And quite a few countries have that. So this is the time, with Jupiter retrograde, Venus in Aries, which is a very hurried kind of activity, and also Mercury is going retrograde again in April. You need to go look at your passport and make sure that it's up to date. And that if you are traveling overseas, that you have more than 6 months, that you have like a year on it. Otherwise, you are denied entry or exit. And, the last thing you need to do is get all the way out to the airport and not get on that overseas flight. All this sort of stuff will be coming up with Jupiter out of phase. Now, with Venus in Aries in your 12th house of past karma and subconscious, you may start feeling a bit anxious about a past relationship that didn't end well and what you coulda, woulda, or shoulda done. No time for regrets. Onwards and upwards. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll speak to you again next week.